Okay. All right, what's up, guys? We're back. It's Braden and Teo. But we know it's
Back,
been a
back.
while, but we're back.
We're back. We've been gone for a while, but we just in college and stuff, so we have stuff to do. But we're back. Hopefully, make a good little episode.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that we missed. So I mean, we can, if you wanted to recap other stuff like NFL season, the Super Bowl, because we watched the Super Bowl together, but
Yeah,
we didn't make a video or nothing like we did last year. So we could get into that even though it's been like 2 months now. If you still want to do that after, but
yeah, I'm down.
all right.
We also missed the Luca trade. That was big. I remember like you were the first person to text me about it. I was really on the road. I still remember where I was. So that was crazy trade. Jimmy trade as Warriors fans, pretty happy about that one. At the time, I wasn't. I have to be honest, I wasn't that happy. I was box score watching, but it's been real good. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, have you been watching March Madness? I mean,
I've watched a little bit of it. To be honest, it's we don't have to talk about it for too long because
yeah.
I'm pretty disappointed. Just because usually there's always like an underdog that I try to root for, or at least literally the Final Four. This is the first year, or like
It was
this
the
is
second year, right?
our second year. It's all
That's
one
kind of
teams.
yeah, that's crazy.
That's kind of like
Okay.
really boring to me, to be honest. I guess the only thing I have to say, I probably have Auburn winning because I like Tahad Pettiford, small guard, explosive, but. Other than that, I like Derek Queen on Maryland. He impressed me. Little draft prospects. Other than that, it's not been, yeah, there's no underdogs.
So
And
you'd rather there be a Cinderella story than,
yeah,
I mean, it's
I
hard.
have I have a question for you.
Yeah.
To cut you off, but like, do you think it's gonna be harder for these Cinderella stories? And like, do you think it's gonna be mostly like this just because how NIL, like,
Yeah.
I feel like the top players and transfer porter, they're all just gonna go to the probably the team with the most money, so it's gonna be hard for like a St. Peter's or something, to make a run.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, to be honest though, I honestly don't know how the NIL like works in terms of like, because it's not the school specifically giving them the money, right? To be honest, I don't know too much about it.
I
Like, I don't
think I know it's advertisement, but I think like with
like
I don't know
they're
about
getting paid obviously to play, but
I think the school has something to do with it because I know AJ DeBanza in high school.
yeah.
He like BYU I think is like he's getting paid like 7 million I think to go to BYU.
Oh.
So I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure like that's BYU paying them, but I'm not
that's what you're
100%
saying,
sure.
but I don't know. Yeah, I don't, to be honest, I don't know too much about it other than they're getting paid to play. But because I know football's different, but I know that's why, like, I mean, these top schools that like Alabama and stuff, like, because they used to be doing this, but like without NIL, you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
would
yeah,
pay
I'm
players to
saying.
come, or supposedly, but
Mhm.
and they can't do that anymore in terms of like how they used to. So I know that might work in the opposite of what you're saying, but that's football. But so I don't know. I mean, we're gonna see in the next couple of years, but
Mhm.
I think it's definitely interesting.
So yeah, I mean, both of us like we both. I was excited for March Madness, but we both haven't
I
watched
can't watch. I can't watch college basketball. I
because
don't.
you saw what De'Aaron Fox said, like the spacing and all that. That's why.
Well, and just like the shot clock. I don't. There's a lot of things I don't. I don't like the shot clock. Like 35 seconds a lot. Um,
To be honest, I like college basketball more than
really.
for March, just because like I know it's like
Well,
they say
I like the whole. Yeah, I mean, I guess the whole
one game
elimination thing.
elimination. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's cool and stuff. But it's just in terms of the game. I don't like how there's just two halves. You know. I also saw LeBron talking about it too.
Yeah, I saw
He was
that
on
too.
Pat McAfee. Like, I agree with a couple of the things that he said about, if a player gets like two quick fouls, they're out for the whole half,
I
But
think it should be 6 fouls too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't like that either. I don't, they're just, yeah, I'm just
I like
personally
the two
a
halves
fan.
personally.
But
And
March Madness, I mean, yeah, just over the years, it's always been just the elimination, one game,
mhm.
win or go home. It's always been entertaining. So that aspect of it will always just be entertaining, I think. But
Do you have a favorite March Madness moment, like all time, game or play?
I think I don't remember what year. I have two. I don't remember what year, but I want to say it was 2013-ish. It was Trey Burke and
Oh, it's gone crazy. Yeah.
yeah, going crazy and stuff. Because I was my dad was a Michigan fan. I was watching the game, so
Mhm.
that was one of my favorite moments, just watching that live and watching him hit those crazy shots and stuff. And
Hmm.
then also, I want to say Duke, I'm pretty sure it's 2014. That was the time, like, I was in this bracket with like some people for the Vipers at the time, and I had Duke winning. So I ended up winning our bracket thing for March Madness that we did because Duke won that year. It
Was
was
that
with it was with Tyus
Okafor?
Jones, Julio Okafor, and all them.
Yeah,
But
Okafor, yeah.
so I had a fun time watching them throughout the tournaments because I was following them specifically a lot that year, and yeah,
Yeah,
they ended up winning. But
that's cool.
so those two things.
I say for me, it was probably that one game. I think it was North Carolina Villanova.
Oh no, and
Yeah, and then I think it was Marcus Page or something had a little buzzer beater, and then right after,
then
I
right,
don't know if you know Villanova's name, but he had the little tray ball.
yeah, I
So
mean
that was crazy.
that was crazy. He had that like double clutch.
Yeah, double clutch lefty,
That was tough, and then right,
nasty.
yeah, but
And then that, and then I like the Lonzo Ball De'Aaron Fox game. That was pretty cool because I was a UCLA fan. But yeah, other than that, this year has been kind of
I remember
it's
you were a big UCLA fan,
yeah, I really like Lonzo.
Lonzo. Hmm.
It's disappointing, but if you're down, we can talk. We can go straight to NBA, which has been. You want
Yeah.
to go back to some old stuff or?
I mean, if you want to, we could just recap NFL real quickly, just because we won't be spending too much time on it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so obviously, I mean, disappointing Super Bowl.
Very
We were
true.
watching it together. Obviously, I'm disappointed. I mean,
Mhm.
to be honest, I was disappointed in just the whole thing. Like, I thought the
Yeah, yeah.
commercials were trash too, but um,
I'm disappointed. Like
yeah, that's not why I watched it. But I just that was a side note that I had.
I wanted the Chiefs to lose, and it still, to be honest, wasn't that fun of a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
I,
just a total blowout. So.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think that many people, other than Eagles fans, I don't think that many people have fun watching it. But because I mean, you know what, it was 40-0 at one point.
Yeah, it
Like
was
the
just it
score's
was
kind
never
of deceiving. Like I
it was
think it
never
did
a
what, like
game.
40-22 or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
But I mean, it was really like 40-0 and then 40-6 with like 5 minutes left, and then they got Chiefs got some touchdowns at the end. So it was yeah, it was not a good game. I mean, just recapping my thoughts a little bit. It was a while ago, so I mean, but. I mean, they picked like the worst time, to just have their worst game. I
Hmm.
think just everyone didn't really play good. You know, the offensive line was obviously an issue. I think that
Hmm.
rushed Mahomes a little bit. There were some plays where he got hit and it led to interceptions, but then
Hmm.
also just he didn't have a good game either around that. But so I know the line wasn't that good. Mahomes didn't have a good game. I think he was missing some throws because I watched some tape back. I watched some analysis, afterwards. I was mad, but and they broke it down a little bit, and you could saw, yeah. I think I mean, the Eagles just had a good game plan too. They just had some players made plays, and yeah, I mean, congrats to them. They played a great game, I think. But
Yeah, I don't have much to say. You're the Chiefs fan. I just
yeah,
wasn't that enjoyable. We can talk a little bit about some off-season moves, maybe.
yeah,
What are some ones you liked and didn't like?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, just off the top of because this was so long ago too. Just off
Yeah, I
the
know.
top of my head, I remember the Broncos. I thought had some like really underrated signings to me,
Yeah.
especially because I was following that division because they're in the Chiefs division. Um,
Hmm.
especially on defense, like they signed it was Dre Greenlaw, right? They signed Dre Greenlaw and Tyler Noah Funga. So both from the 49ers. I thought
Hmm.
those were both great signings. I know both of them have been like dealing with injuries past
Hmm.
couple of years, but I don't know. I thought they already have a great defense, and I mean, I think their defense got really just that much better. So I think they're going to be really good again this season and just keep improving. But
Yeah. They got
those
something.
stood out for me. But
Hmm. For me, I mean, I like the Steelers getting a receiver with DK because I mean, yeah, I don't know if you fully, you know, trust who's throwing to them, him and George Pickens, but at least they got something there, you know.
yeah, what do you think about the whole Aaron Rodgers thing? Have you seen that? I haven't really paid too much attention to it. I
I
saw
haven't.
the lines, but
I mean, I saw at one point I saw maybe Vikings, then I saw Giants, but the Giants just got Russell Wilson.
yeah.
The Vikings would be funny because it would be like the Brett Favre little career path.
Yeah, but I mean, I saw all those things. I mean, I could be wrong too. I didn't dive into it too much, but about like the long meetings he's had with the Steelers, but like
Oh,
nothing's
Steelers?
happening and stuff.
I haven't saw the Steelers.
But like nothing's like imminent or like nothing's really. I mean, these have been going on for weeks, so it's like it's weird. And then you have players speaking out about like they just want something to get done, you know? It's like
Do you think Aaron Rodgers is still like a I know he's still a starting level quarterback, but do you still think he's like a good
like
say is
make
he
a
a good
like make an impact like that.
yeah, like is he an above average starting quarterback, do you think?
Um, it's hard for me to say because I know like I think the expectations are actually a lot of people don't have these expectations anymore, but it's like Super Bowl, you know, like with the Jets, that's what it was, you know, just
Hmm.
Super Bowl. We expected him to like maybe not play at his MVP level like that because of injuries and like just older, you know, catch the age, but
Yeah.
like just to play well enough. So I mean, just that whole thing failed. I still think I still think he'd be a good quarterback. It's just in terms of like that's why I don't really know why if his goal is still Super Bowl, I don't to be honest, I don't really see that happening with especially with any of the teams he could go to. Like even if he like went to the Steelers, I don't think
Do the Steelers have a quarterback right now? I know
no, they
they,
don't.
they don't, right? So
Well, yeah, because Russ isn't. No,
Russ is the Giants.
yeah, I'm tripping. We're wait, because Justin Fields went to the Jets, right? So, yeah,
Yeah, the Jets.
yeah. So they don't have yeah.
And the NFL is weird because it's free agency before the draft. So that, I mean they could still draft someone.
No,
But
they could yeah, but
the draft is coming up, no?
yeah, it's at the end of the month.
When is the draft? I'm gonna check real quick.
Like the 20, it's always at the end, like around the 24th or the 26th, something like that. 20.
Oh, so yeah, it's in like 3 to 4 weeks. Or 4 weeks, yeah, 4 weeks.
But I mean, this is a really polarizing draft. Like the player, I mean, it's
Yeah, it can
interesting.
really change things.
But I don't know. Do you have any other thoughts on the game or the just the Super Bowl in general?
To be honest, I've been more. I know you follow NFL. I follow NFL, yeah, but I'm more of an NBA guy, so I've been really more in the NBA. But NFL, just yeah, I'm looking forward to the draft. Where do the quarterbacks go? I hope Shador. I hope the Raiders get Shador, but I don't know if that's gonna
Do you
happen.
see that happening? Because they got Geno.
Yeah,
So
they got
I
Geno,
mean,
so
because I mean, bridge quarterback,
bridge
but
quarterback. Yeah,
I don't know. Just
it seems like the Raiders are kind of trying to win maybe this year, or at least not maybe not win the Super Bowl, but at least be like not like a terrible team. You know what I mean?
mm, I mean, they signed Max Crosby that huge extension,
Yeah. So.
but yeah, I mean, good for him, good for him.
Hmm.
Yeah, but just overall thoughts, just disappointed. Just
Yeah, disappointing in the Super Bowl. Even I wouldn't say the season in general. There's some good moments,
oh,
but
I love the season. I thought the season was
it
great.
was very good. And even the playoffs were good before that. But
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully next year there's a, better Super Bowl. Yeah,
yeah.
the ads were kind of weak too, but
I mean, that's just a side note. Yeah, side note, but
it is what it is.
yeah, but oh man, all right, you want to just get right into the NBA stuff?
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
Okay, let's do it. Let me just pull up these.
Um, you want to first start off just I know this is late, but just how the trade's basically looking so far. We can start with Jimmy because we're Warriors fans.
Okay,
My initial thoughts, be honest, for the trade, I was very skeptical because Jimmy was 35, 36, or he's 35, and I saw Paul George is, game declining.
yeah.
I saw Jimmy as not a great shooter, similar stats to Wiggins, but I got it all wrong. I was box score watching, age watching. I didn't understand how Jimmy's really impact wise, he might be like a top 10 player just off defense, passing, and then in the playoffs, we expect him to even be a better scorer, but just his impact, like even he's not scoring, he's doing everything, steals, blah blah blah. Everyone just plays better around him. Pause has been playing good. Moody's been playing good. Post has also been he's basically kind of saved the season as a stretch five. Kerr, I always wanted them to do this. They did like a 4-for-1 basically, so they got rid of a lot of rotational players that aren't, so now he has a clear understanding of, now Guy Santos is playing. Now he doesn't have to worry about Kai Anderson, Schroeder,
That's the
Lindy
main part of
Waters.
the trade. Yeah, that's
Yeah, exactly. So that's yeah, that's if you can add on to that. That's basically what I liked about it.
yeah. I mean, you knew my thoughts. I loved it when they did it. The only thing that
Yeah.
I was questionable about that I didn't fully like was the extension they signed him to, like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
much. Like that was the only thing when I was talking to you about like because he got what they 2 years 60 mil like 2 years
Yeah,
120 so
a
60
lot. Yeah.
a lot. But that was the only thing that I was when I saw that because I saw that after the trade happened. When I first saw the trade happen, I was happy. I thought it was gonna work great, and
No, you did. I can
that
vouch
was the
for
only
that.
thing. But I mean, to be honest, like there's nothing else they could really do. I think they were really like falling down a bad path. Like,
Yeah. So there
and
was a A+
especially the
player.
body languages and interviews and stuff. I was seeing some interviews that just from Steph and like
Yeah, saved the season.
didn't look good. So I mean, in just terms of that, just to give him a chance, like even if you just did all this to give Steph a chance to like play in some meaningful games in the playoffs, like I understand it, like 60 mil, eh, you know, it is what it is.
And they didn't give up much, to be honest. They gave up
Yeah,
a
they did.
first,
But
Wiggins, who's been really good.
yeah,
Cal Anderson, who's not, I'm not sure about that.
yeah,
Schroeder, who's basically just for contracts, and then Lemmy Waters also just for
yeah.
contracts. And then the only thing I guess I'm a big fan, but recently Kuminga doesn't seem like the best fit right now on the Warriors.
Mm.
But I think as if you're really a Warriors fan and as Warriors GMs, you're gonna prioritize Steph and basically Steph's these final 2 years and just Kaminga, if you have to sign and trade him this summer or just let him go, it is what it is. He shows flashes, and that was my guy, but it
Do you
just
see him
hasn't
coming back?
like
Like I just don't see like for the money he's gonna demand, like
yeah,
I don't see how they can pay him that.
I don't see how they can pay him, especially with Jimmy, because Jimmy basically does everything he does, but just better, you know?
But the reason I liked the trade when it first came out was for the reasons you kind of explained already, where it kind of like solidified the roles for everyone on the team,
Yeah,
where it's
that's exactly.
you don't have just a bunch of role players trying to do more than
Yeah, yeah.
what they're like
And they don't know how many
supposed to
minutes they're
do.
getting.
Yeah. And it's like that's why you see on certain nights where it could work out and like Potts give you like 25 maybe, like
Hmm.
great shooting and like Moody and all that, but like the consistency is just not going to be there over the course of the season if you're asking those type of players to like do that
Every
on
night,
a
yeah.
consistent basis. Yeah. So just ha inserting Jimmy there just right away kind of like
Consistent number two option.
yeah, and it just kind of helped everyone fit into the roles that they're supposed to play in, and just and now like we have players that are excelling at the roles that they're supposed to
Exceeding
be at. So it just
expectation.
makes everyone better, and especially just Steph. I mean, Steph's the main reason why all this works too, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
he's
but
been balling.
it's unfortunate that he got hurt too. I mean, he's back now, but like those 2 games that we lost when he was gone,
No big games.
big
Could
games. Those are ones we. I mean.
we could have almost climbed to 2 or 3
It's the NBA, so it's like anyone could be anyone on a given night, but like I'm pretty confident we win those 2 games if
with
Steph's
Steph.
playing.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I mean, it's also on the other end, you could say the same thing about the Lakers, you know. They've been dealing with injuries
every team does.
the
Yeah.
past month. But so they've kind of faltered too. But yeah. But yeah, it is unfortunate, but I don't know, just in terms of the playoff scene, uh we honestly we have a tough schedule coming up kind of, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Um, as long as
As
I
I
know
feel like
one of the things that I was seeing a lot of during the Jimmy, like you know how we were like, I don't remember the specific numbers, but it was like the Warriors are like 8-1 with Jimmy or like 10-2, I think.
I think they're like 12-1 or something.
Yeah, schedule. I definitely think the schedule
Schedule, yeah.
play into that. Like if you really look at the schedule, yeah, we didn't really play
And
that great a
some injured
team.
teams too, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I
But
mean.
they look good. Like, you know how you watch the games, they look good in like
No, but
it's not
that's why, as Warriors fans, we understand it's just about the impact, especially just
yeah,
seeing
yeah,
everyone play
exactly.
and the roles everyone has now. So
Yeah.
in terms of just getting into the playoffs, I feel confident. It's just that I mean, I rather for us just to not be in the play-in, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that I mean
It's
I think these next 2 games are going to be really crucial. We play at Memphis and then we play at the Lakers. So I
yeah,
mean,
two big games.
um 2 big games. I mean, I think we compete with anyone, especially with us being healthy now. But I think those are two If we can win both of those games, especially on the road, like I think that'll set us up in a really good position. Because then I mean, that takes a win away from the 2 teams that are above us in the standings right now. You know, right above us.
Is there, as a Warriors fan, because I want to stay out of the play-in, but also it's probably not going to happen. But
I
I'd
bring up
rather
the
not
Nuggets.
play the Denver or the Lakers first
I
round.
knew
But
you were about to bring up the Nuggets.
if
Um,
what like preferably you'd want to play Memphis or Houston, but it doesn't look like that's even possible to be honest.
Yeah,
But
I'm
preferably you
just
just stay
looking
out the
at
play.
I'm just looking at Houston's schedule. Houston, I don't know, it's gonna be tough. Yeah, I mean I'd be shocked if Houston falls.
Yeah, I don't
They're
think
two
Houston.
games above Denver. Yeah, I'd be kind of shocked if I'm thinking Houston's gonna stay at the 2 seed.
And I
Um,
think we can catch Memphis and damn near pass Memphis because we're gonna talk about them. They haven't been looking too great, you know.
yeah, just as a fan, if I had my choice, like if we if like if we were to get the if we could play Memphis first round somehow, like the only way that happened is if we get 5 and they get 4 and the Lakers somehow
Yeah.
fall to 6,
I
something
don't,
like that
I
happens.
don't see it happening, but I
Yeah,
hope so.
but to be honest, I just don't want to see us in the plane, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just for whatever reason, I mean, I know our teams in the years that both years we've been in the plane, there's a reason why we were in the plane, and that kind of
Mhm.
contributed to like why we lost potentially. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, yeah. But it's still
like
one.
I feel confident going into the plan this year. It's just, I mean, I just want to. You just want to be one of the top 6 seeds
Yeah,
if
you have to.
possible.
Yeah.
Even if we play like Denver or the Lakers first round, like I mean, any series you play in the playoffs is gonna be tough this year. It's just
The West is a gauntlet,
I'd
yeah.
rather they get in, but
Because even Houston, whatever, that's an easier match. I'm still a little bit scared of Houston. I know they don't got that guy, but they've been playing.
I I honestly I think just what would be really unfortunate is if we play LA first round, which is a possibility.
Yeah,
I think
I don't want to play
I
them.
don't think we beat LA. The
The
Lake.
N the NBA would want it because that would be a crazy Luca, LeBron, Steph,
I mean, I
Jimmy.
think there's a chance it happens at some point in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, it could happen first, second. It could happen in the Western Conference Finals. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. But it
Mhm.
all determines how like the seeding ends up. But I just think with just Luca, LeBron, like Austin Reeves, just they could get too much favorable matchups with their guard play. Like Luca's gonna get whatever he wants, and just with yeah, I don't know, just LeBron and Luca just creating favorable matchups over the course of the series, and then just I
Yeah, it's
think
tough, though.
there's no way we can really stop that. And I just think with
At least they don't have a big. Well, they have Hayes, who's
well, I don't even yeah, no, Hayes has been playing nice, but it's just I think they can really just just with
fire.
their guards that they can throw at Steph. I don't know. I think they're going to be able to contain him enough and just limit his offensive production.
Mhm.
And I don't think we're going to have that many people who can just stop what they're going to do on the offensive side. But
I totally get you. That's not a. I think the Lakers are serious contenders. I
yeah.
think they can win the whole thing. So if they have to play them first round, yeah, that would not be ideal. And then Denver. I think it would be a little bit more favorable than the Lakers, but still not a matchup you love to see, you know,
Hmm.
especially first round. But the West, there's really that's what I'm saying.
Really, would you? I mean,
You wouldn't be too scared of Denver?
no, I feel like uh, this is going to maybe come off as a crazy question, but just because I feel like you're I mean, I don't mind putting Denver up that high, but would you rather us play Denver or OKC then? Like if it was
I'd rather play OKC.
really.
Yeah, because I just trust. I guess I just trust Jokic and Jamal Murray. Because in the playoffs, it comes down to matchup, but it really comes down to like the best
But
players on the team, like who's gonna. And I trust Jamal Murray and Jokic more than J Dub and Shea.
mm, I get what
But
you're saying, but I mean this the Thunder have like I don't the best defense in the NBA. It's just
I feel like the Warriors also have played well against the Thunder. Like I know
I get that, I get that. Yeah, so it's just that I think I don't know, just watching the Thunder, especially like the times they've matched up against the Celtics, just
no, and they got Dort
their
for
defense
crazy.
is
I know.
nice. Watching them against the Bucks too, just the way that I don't know if the only way we beat them is if like, or I mean, I'm not gonna say the only way. The way we like, I mean, we would just have to shoot really well because they just their ball pressure. They're fine with giving up sort of open looks or what look like open looks because their players just run out to them quickly. They close out quickly, and that's what
Yeah.
I mean. They got quick players, fast players. So I mean, it worked against the Celtics a couple times this year. I was seeing it. They're just ball pressure's crazy, and
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I just think their defense creates so many offensive opportunities for them. That's one of the reasons why they're so good, and like that's what the difference in some games their 4 point leads turn into like 12 point leads before half, and like they really take over the games because of their defensive. Just
that that's the one thing I'm scared of is because they got like a lot. They got like guys to throw at Curry. They got Case and Wallace. They got Caruso. They want to put some size. They can put Dort on Curry because
yeah.
Curry doesn't love size. When guard like
I'm not even just talking about that. I'm just talking about their defense in
in
general.
general. Yeah,
Their defense is like a unit is just
yeah,
nice. But and that I mean that's the thing that we kind of struggle with. We just over the past, I mean, I guess for their whole dynasty run, it's just like especially
Draymond.
the way the offense is with ball movement, we like give up a whole bunch of like turnovers that directly lead to points, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's something that the Thunder they just capitalize on so well, and that's just something that helps them gain a lot of momentum and just contributes to them like just winning games. So I just think that'd be something we would really struggle with, just the matching up against them. Denver's defense is awful. Like their defense is just horrible. So
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that the Jokic, I mean, like you said, I mean he's pretty much unstoppable too, especially like in these late game situations, just going in that pick and roll with him and Jamal, especially when you
yeah.
got Aaron Gordon like on the baseline running that little thing too, just to lob it up to him. So, but I don't know. I would like our chances better against Denver. I think we can just create and generate better offensive just opportunities against them and better shots consistently over the course of a series. And I think we'd be able to handle them better.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
But I don't know. That's why the playoffs are going to be so interesting this
it's
year.
gonna be so fun, especially in the West. The East
No,
is especially with Dame getting injured.
yeah, that's kind of yeah.
The East is kind of
Especially
disappointing.
with Brunson being hurt too. Like,
I think Brenson's coming back though.
no, Brunson is coming back. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, because I mean, just coming back right before the playoffs. I mean, hopefully he can just get right back into things. But I mean, he was playing well. They were playing well, and
Yeah, to be honest, I was huge on the Knicks, and they're the
he's
three
on the
seed.
night.
They're decent, but they just don't. They're not as good as I thought they would be, and they don't seem like an actual contender. I think
I
they're
know what
just
you're saying.
because I think I love their starting lineup, and Deuce and Mitchell Robinson are solid, but I think in the playoffs you need at least. I think you need. I know depth doesn't matter as much in the playoffs, but I think you need at least 8 guys that can play.
No, definitely, yeah.
And they have they have 7 guys with McBride and Mitchell Robinson off the bench. But just like it may be a backup wing or something. And they're kind of running the starters into the ground. But
I mean, but that's Tibbs' method, you
yeah,
know.
that's Tibbs' method.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I know we were gonna talk about potential matchups where we would like want to see.
Hmm.
I mean, one for me, it was the Milwaukee versus Indiana. I would have loved to see that again, especially if everyone or
It was healthy. Yeah.
yeah, but
To
yeah, I
be
don't
honest,
know.
I like the matchup now. Detroit and Indiana. I would,
Detroit, Indiana?
I really that I think that's the 4-5 seed right now, and
Yeah, it is right
I
now.
think that's a great series to be honest. Just because I've loved what Detroit's doing. I think they have not similar teams, but they're leaded by this point guard that kind of does everything. Tyrese has a lot more help, I would say. He actually has a number 2 option in Siakam, but,
Hmm.
but the way Cade's been playing and the way they've been shooting, Malik Beasley is
I
just
was about to say Malik
a
Beasley. Yeah,
flamethrower. He has a flamethrower. Tim Hardaway even solid. Just they have shooters around Cade, which is basically what you want. I heard Ivy might come back. I don't know really much if he's gonna do much. He's not. He's another number 2 option, but just the way Asar defends, Ron Holland. I don't know if you saw the little fight he got into.
yeah. I see.
Yeah, it went crazy. But I love Detroit's team to be honest. Ron
Hmm.
Holland, just energy guy, defense, and then during lob threads, Stewart, getting a little fight. I really love Detroit. And I think they'd be the underdog in that series just because Indiana's been there. They have more pieces, but
Yeah.
if I might just bet on the Pistons just because I think Cade is one of those guys like can be I think he's gonna be a top 5 player next year. Like he can basically do everything on the court. He's a 6'8" point guard and he can hoop. He can really hoop.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I would take Detroit too. Um, yeah,
Just
but
because Cade, huh?
yeah,
And then I guess in the East, there's not really any. I wish the Hawks had Jalen Johnson because I think they would be able to give a
I
little
still
run,
don't. I don't know.
not a run for their money, but win a couple games. The Bucks without Dame, I think they're playing the Knicks. I don't know about that. I think that's gonna be a tough series for Giannis by himself. In the West, there's some fake
Uh,
fun series you can think of.
yeah. What about? Do you think? I mean, 'cause just watching just over the course of the season, I don't know. I just think Boston is just gonna win the East. I think.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna win.
thought
I'm not. I think they're gonna win pretty easily too. I just wanted to hear your thoughts though. But
for a long time in the season, I thought the Cavs could give them a run for their money, and the Cavs, I think they can.
the Cavs have taken a step forward, especially because Mobley. But
Yeah, and they've been on a little skid, but I mean that's just regular season. I don't think it really matters.
they already have their team.
I
Yeah.
think DeAndre Hunter can really is a really good piece just off the bench as a shooter, can guard. And their bench is nice. They got Ty Jerome, who's a 6 man a year, Hunter. They got wings galore over there. They got Okoro, Dean Wade. Like, I'm not saying they're the best, but they got wings that could, maybe slow down Jason Tatum,
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, especially Okoro's
But
a
it's
solid center.
just watching Boston. They
Yeah, Boston's
just the
just
amount of open catch and shoot 3 point just chances that
because they have all shooters.
they generate. No, but it's just their drive. Like I don't think there's. I don't know. Like maybe we would have to go back to like the 2018 Houston Rockets with James Harden, like just a team that like just drive and kick and just generate like wide open just 3 point shots. And then every single person that they have on the floor is like an above average to elite shooter.
That's
Like
the only thing that kind of scares me is how the coaching, which is a bonus, like you have those wide open threes, but like I know there's gonna be nights where you miss them, but like I just feel like when you rely, I mean, they just won the championship last year, so
like
say too
yeah,
much
I know
about.
what you're saying,
But
but
like,
I saw in this like it was I think it was the last time that they played
mhm,
I think it was the Thunder. It was like I want to say like 3 weeks ago. I think the first 27 points they had were like all threes. And it was because they were all like wide open catch and shoot threes. Because
yeah,
like
no,
just
they're
the
all
Thunder play
good
defense,
looks.
they're conceding those kind of openish looks
Mhm.
because they're crashing in on the person driving and then just they're relying on their players popping out quickly and getting to those shots. But it's just Boston has those elite shooters. They were just hitting everything. It was keeping them in the game. They ended up losing, but I think that's actually Boston's like that's their best type of offense. Like you
You think
have like
so?
Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown kicking, and it's like because you have Derek White shooting a wide open 3 pointer or Al Horford, like that's
Yeah,
a very high percentage shot. But
for sure. Yeah, they got shoot. Yeah, I don't know. That just kind of scares me because how the Rockets, lost that thing. But I mean, it's Boston.
y-
Boston's just so much better.
yeah,
They defensively, they got so many guys. They got
there's so many different ways they could beat you. Yeah,
Yeah, they're on paper, even when you watch them, they're probably clearly the best. They should win the championship this year. They're clearly the best team. I know OKC's looked really good, but like and these West teams, Lakers, Warriors got the vets with Curry, LeBron, Luca, but Boston should win the whole thing theoretically, and they have a easier path than anyone in the West because they're probably gonna play. Orlando might be able to. They're not going to win, but Orlando might be able to give them a game or two. They've been bad though. They've been really bad. But in the West, is there any matchups you want to see or like a matchup? Since if you're OKC, is there any matchup you're like, I do not want to see them first round?
first round.
Because in the
So
West,
we're only looking at the team. What would you consider? Because I don't see the Lakers. Or I honestly don't see the Lakers or Memphis falling out to the play-in. Like,
I
are
can
you
see
considering
Memphis
them or no?
because the Warriors are 1 game behind them. Minnesota's 2 games behind them.
Have you seen their? I don't know. I was just looking at their schedule too. I mean, I guess their schedule.
I just because they just fired their coach,
Yeah, I guess you're saying. Yeah,
I
yeah. I
mean,
mean, they're only 1 game ahead. Yeah, you're right.
I'm not saying they will, but I wouldn't be surprised to say that.
You're OKC, one team you don't want to see in first round.
If I'm them, I do not want to see the Clippers, to be honest. And that's a very big
And this is
call.
gonna sound contradictory to what I was saying earlier, but I'm gonna say the Warriors because even though I was saying what I was saying about like the things that they could do to give us trouble, like
Mhm.
that's just talking about in general. Like I think seeing that in a first round matchup, I don't think that's either team wants to really see that, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was thinking more of that towards like long term, like, but
That's what I'm saying. That OKC is the one seed, and I don't see them like. They're not gonna like have an easy matchup first round. Because Clippers, if Clippers have a healthy Kawhi, Zubac has been hooping. I don't want to see that. If they play Minnesota, I know they're a different team, but like they made it to the Western Conference Finals. I know they don't have Cat, but like if I'm OKC, like I do not want to play Minnesota first round. I guess if Memphis falls, that's not too bad. But the West is such a gauntlet. Like there's not going to be an easy matchup for anyone in any round.
I wanted to bring up something else to you too. We got 3 minutes, by the way, before this shuts
Yeah,
off. But what do you think about the whole Sun situation? Like, you think they should blow it up?
I think they're gonna blow it up because
You think so?
right with Dallas like losing Kyrie, Sacramento's not good. Like OKC, there's no reason the Suns should not be in the play-in. Like that should not be like. And then I watched a little bit of them last night against Houston.
But
I've
it
been
was just
watching them because on paper they should not be this bad.
it's
I'm
just
not
the
saying
effort.
they're just yeah they're just not a good basketball team. Like they're not coached well. They just play kind of iso ball.
But
Take like
it's so interesting 'cause some nights they just look so good, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, and
they had
they
that
should.
like 3 game stretch where they beat the Cavs. I forgot who else they beat, but they look good in some of those games. But
I know that's what and they have KD and Book and even some of their Tyus Jones is a solid role player. Royce O'Neal's solid. Grayson Allen's solid. Their rookies are Colin Gillespie solid. Osei Adoro's solid, but they're just when you watch them, you're like I don't know what's wrong with them, but they're just not
yeah,
good.
I know what you're saying.
And as a GM, I don't know. Like I think KD's gonna get traded. Like it's a 100% chance. Hopefully Booker stays just because he's been there his whole career, but the Bradley Beal contract kind of cooked
Mm.
them. So I don't
Yeah,
know what else they
no,
can
no, no.
do.
I mean, Katie's. You think he returns? Because what did they say? Like, was
Yeah,
it
I
he
feel like he's
out
got
for a week or he's going to be reevaluated in a week? What was
if it's
I thought I saw something. And it
if it's
had
reevaluated, that's never good because I remember Kaminga had that reevaluated and it took him like 2 months. Um, at least
oh
expect
yeah.
at least with left ankle.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, they're done. Yeah,
that
they're done.
yeah.
Because they're already. I mean, Sacramento's they're beating the Pacers right now.
Yeah. I mean,
But and in the third. But yeah, I don't. Yes, they're done.
if you're the Thunder, you want to probably pray that Sacramento just goes wins two playing games, and because I feel like that's a team you don't have to worry about.
You
You,
don't think so? Because I actually think Sacramento could. I don't think Sacramento would win, but I think they could. Like, I think it'd be they could take 2 games. I think they
I
can make
don't.
it interesting.
I think this. I don't think so at all. I just been
Really?
watching them. They don't have a
Actually,
point guard.
that's the one I actually like. Maybe it's just because I'm a little. But I actually like watching Sacramento games sometimes. Maybe that's why. But
What do you? I just don't like that they don't have a point guard. I know they have Markel Fultz off the bench, but like,
no, I definitely see it because I saw that because
and you
one
can
game
like sense it in their game, you know?
yeah, I know what you're saying. Because I specific, you could watch if you watch this like this game they played against the Suns 2 weeks, like 3 weeks ago. It's like you that was totally like their main problem. Like
Yeah.
yeah, and
And they just
they were getting blown
start
out too.
dunking.
But
I
this
think
is
it's
about
about
to end. So you want
yeah,
to just start a new
run
one?
it back.
Yeah.
It's good. All right.
All right.
All right, to continue, we're just talking about how the Kings, I wouldn't really be scared if I'm OKC. They don't have a point guard, and I kind of want to tie it back to even Phoenix in the beginning of the year. I think maybe it was last year saying how I'm not really worried about them just because I think it was last playoffs. You were high on the Suns.
Yeah, I was.
It's like, nah, they don't have a point guard. But I thought Tyus Jones was gonna be a real good pickup, and it's been all right. But to be honest,
I
he
think
hasn't
they
been.
thought too, so too. But
Yeah, no, Tyus Jones was on paper a great pickup for the minimum, but he hasn't really changed the team like they don't seem that. I thought he would organize everyone, but he's not. The Suns just seem so unorganized, you know?
yeah, yeah. Mm. But
I mean,
what before we move on fully, and it's probably going to be in the West, so stay on topic, I guess. But what's your quarter like kind of dream matchup. I don't know if you mentioned it earlier, like that you want to see happen in the West. Like it doesn't matter what round, it's just you just want to see it happen.
As a fan, I mean, I hope the Warriors don't do a first round, but I think the Warriors Lakers would be like scary as a Warriors fan, but it'd be like peak basketball, you know?
Yeah.
Or, but that's an obvious one. I would say another one I would like, to be honest, I'd like first round OKC Minnesota. I think that would be a pretty fun matchup just with Ant versus Shea. I know Shea has a lot more help than Ant, but like I think the Timberwolves don't have a crazy bad team to me. I didn't love the, Julius Randle fit, but
Yeah.
the one thing they are is they're deep, especially with Nasri, Dante, Nikhil off the bench. I think they can. Maybe they're not gonna beat OKC, but I don't think they're gonna get just mollywopped or anything like that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yep.
Do you want to move on to the one team that's kind of we're worried about and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, Memphis just fired Taylor Jenkins a couple of days ago, and they haven't really. You were talking about, or you texted me earlier about just how Jaw's not really been. It doesn't seem like he's been the vocal point of the team. And I know a couple of months ago there was like trade rumors maybe in the summer about Jaw, and everyone was like, "Man, that's BS." But it seems like Jaren Jackson's the best player on this team. So I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Well, for me, what I was just saying about it was because I mean, there's a stretch. It was at the beginning of the month, beginning of March, like when I was on break, and I was back home. I was watching like a whole bunch of basketball. So, and specifically, I was watching like every single Memphis game. I mean, and they were dealing with injuries at the time. Like Jaren wasn't playing at all during this stretch because he was
Yeah.
hurt. But it just seemed at times, and Jaw was even out for some of it, but it just seemed at times when they were in these close games that like Jaw just wasn't. I mean, I hate to use the word involved because if you throw on the tape, you'll see him definitely involved. But like, there were times where it just seems like he really wasn't involved. I don't know
Like
how to put
prioritize
it.
basically.
Yeah, well, it was just like I don't remember a specific game, but it was just like it was back and forth going into the fourth. Like I forgot it. They had either blown a lead or
Hmm.
they had come back down from like a double-digit lead, but it was back and forth against a team that they shouldn't really have been competing with. And I mean, it was going back and forth, and at this point, it was like 4 minutes left in the game. Like every single possession matters.
Hmm.
It was that type of thing. Like you can't waste possessions. Like and Jaw, I think, scored like four straight. He was getting to his spots, doing like the ISO drive, his little floater put.
Oh, there, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, and it was like automatic, and it was just like in that type of like situation, that's what you need. You just need points on the board as much
Hmm.
as you can, especially because they were getting stops at that point on the other end. But then there were just like these two possessions in a row after that. They just like they sent him to the corner. He just like went to the corner and then like they ran something for Desmond Bain. I'm like not against it, but it was just like to me it was just a little side note. I was just like, man, why aren't we just giving him the ball? Like just give him the ball, you
The
know?
best player, yeah.
Or and it's just like he scored like the last four, six straight in this clutch moment. It's just like no one's stopping him right now. Just give him the ball. And then I mean I think it was the same game. He ended up hitting a clutch three at the end to like push to end up winning the game. Like to put it was like the dagger. But it was just a little something that I noticed and it happened a couple of different times and I was just like that's kind of weird. I didn't think too much of it. But then I saw that kind of report where it's like I don't want to get it wrong, but I thought I saw something. It was Bleacher Report, so I don't know how true it is, but it was just like Jaw wasn't like I don't know if it was like he
Happy or
wasn't
something.
happy, huh?
Happy or something. I just saw a
Yeah,
report.
about like the focal point or something. I don't know, or it doesn't his involvement. So
I
like
just saw that
it
like
reminded me of that what I saw in the games, but
I saw that the firing with Taylor Jenkins had to do with, him not involving. I saw from pretty credible, like it was like a Bleacher Report, ESPN saying like the whole thing was like they want Jaw like prioritize more and how Taylor Jenkins didn't
yeah,
prioritize him. And Taylor Jenkins, he was always known as like a good coach to me. I'm like I remember even without Jaw, like Tyus Jones would lead them, like they were known for winning games without Jaw.
yeah, I know what you're saying.
I
Yeah,
think maybe he went too deep into that because even this year, like he was always a guy that plays a lot of guys. A lot of all the role players would look good. But I guess this was a detriment towards Jaw. Jaw has also been injured a lot this season. Just like
yeah,
different little knick-knack injuries, which
Well,
is
and it's also just the stuff that's been going on within the past couple years.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like they've had to play a lot of games without him though, so maybe that played into it too. Like
Mm.
just Taylor, how he coached. I don't know, but we're not in the building, so it's kind of
Yeah.
hard to say sometimes about this. But
But
that's
I
just.
mean,
Oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
or I don't want to cut you off, but I mean, in the
Okay.
playoffs, I think you can agree, like, if they want to do anything, it's gonna whatever. The role players are cool and all, but it's gonna be Jaw. Like at the end of the day, Jaren Jackson's people are arguing like he might be the best player on Memphis, but like if they want to do anything in the playoffs, even win a series, Jaw has to be the best player. And I still think he has the potential to do that, but with how good the West has been and Jaw, not seeming like he's, I don't know, not fit in because I was checking, box score with Boston. He was playing real good. He's been good. He's still Jaw at the end of the day, but I just expected kind of a bigger season from Jaw and Memphis. They were real good at the time, but they just been slowing down. So that's you can, add to that.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I mean, I think especially if you're gonna be in these play if you make it out the play or if you're just in a playoff series this year, Memphis, like you're gonna be in a bunch of close games.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you're gonna want to win them, I don't think they're gonna be blowing out too many people. But I mean, your jaw's gonna have to be the focal point. You're gonna have to run
Exactly.
things through them, and maybe it's just me remembering that the playing game that they had against us back in
Yeah,
2021
yeah, yeah.
knocked us out. But like, I mean, he just completely took over that
It's over, yeah.
the fourth quarter and overtime. Especially, it's just once he gets to that downhill and he gets to his shot,
It's
the low
unstoppable.
floater, it's literally like unstoppable. You're just hoping that he misses, and
Yeah.
then just like from what I've seen, I don't know if the numbers suggest it. I don't have any numbers, but it's just like at times it seems like when people backed up so much off of that, he's been hitting his threes in these clutch situations
Yeah,
or in these clutch moments. And I saw that in a couple games this month. So it's just like it's really hard to stop a player
yeah.
like that, especially if he's gonna hit those jump shots.
Yeah,
But
but he'll be unstoppable because he has the little midi or like the little float pole thing.
I mean that's literally unguardable.
That's unguardable.
And then you also we're forgetting this like there's a good chance he drives, he's getting fouled.
Gets fouled, yeah.
But so it's just I think I mean if you're getting into these late game situations like under 6 minutes, close game, like I'm not saying he's going to take every single shot, but it's like ball should be in his
It
hand
should be
every
his focal
time.
point. It should not be as
100%.
good as
You
Desmond Bain is.
should
It
not
should,
be sending him to the corner, to the wing to do anything. He
yeah,
should be running it. I mean, he's going to create openings for others just by doing this too. And if he kicks it out, that's perfect. But he should not be not touching the ball. I don't think I mean, that's where they excel at. And especially, I trust them in these late game situations, but 100%.
I mean, to add on to question, I know Memphis, they really wanted Jimmy Butler, but he didn't want to go there. Say they're like a first round exit in like 5 games. Is there any moves you think I would see the rumors about them trading Jaw.
It's,
I
I mean,
don't
I can see that happening, to
I
be
can see
honest.
that happening. Is there
I
any
just,
moves they can make though to like maybe get like a small forward center or something that could make up their ceiling a little bit higher?
To be honest, I don't really know. I was gonna say, and it's funny. The way that I've seen Dylan Brooks been playing this year.
I know that they could really
I
use
was
him.
gonna say like if they had Dylan Brooks, like I don't know, I feel like he'd fit in well, but I mean they got rid of him, and it's just, I mean I think he's playing really well
Real
in
good. Blue
in
guy.
Houston, especially for his role. That's what
Yeah.
I was really gonna say, just someone like that, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
And they seem to not really have any like vets or older guys, so it doesn't really
Yeah,
seem like their locker room's very, good. Or like you literally like a Dylan Brooks willing to do some nasty work. They have a bunch of young guys. Gigi Jackson hasn't even done too much. He hasn't been crazy healthy,
I
but they
like
got
what's his name though, Jalen
Jalen
Wells.
Well. Yeah,
I
from
like
San Diego
Jalen Wells.
State.
He's solid. He's
He
really good.
plays his role. He's a good shooter, can guard. And they got a lot of good stuff going on. It's just the West is really stacked and like I feel like there can be a perennial playoff team, but like at one point you might want a little more.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I just, I'm just like, I know you're saying you want a little more. It's just with the state of the West, do you think that, I don't know if you want to say from an owner's perspective, but it's like a bunch of people about to be gone, for being
Yeah,
honest, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Like
I
what
get,
can they do? I know what you mean. Like
yeah. And it's just, I feel like,
maybe
I,
get
I,
KD, maybe. I don't know.
I could definitely, I could definitely see that, but that'd be crazy. But
That would that would be crazy. But like,
now that we're talking about it, it doesn't really seem super. I don't want to say unreasonable, but it just.
I just if
uh,
I'm them, I wouldn't give up. I know Katie's still Katie, but not to like hate or even. It just he hasn't seemed to. Phoenix. It's not like I don't think he's super good. Don't get me wrong, but like if Memphis say trades, I don't think no way they trade Jaren or Desmond Bane for KD, right? I feel like that's way too much.
Yeah, I mean, it might be like that whole thing with the Warriors where I mean, our team looked like I don't want to ever question someone's effort, but I mean, it just looked like sometimes people were really disengaged. They were
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of
No,
like just whatever's happening was happening just because there was I don't want that's why I don't want to speak to anyone like what they think, but it's just the way that their season was going. And I think a lot of them knew it's like with this state, like we can't, there's not that much we can do. But then the whole Jimmy thing just changed that.
yeah, yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of like where the Suns are at, and I think you can see that in the game
Yeah, in the games, you
yesterday
can
with
literally
the
see that.
yeah with the Rockets.
So
So
I think you could be right.
I think if you, I mean, Katie's a hooper. I think if you threw him on Memphis, like I don't know, I feel like
Would you give up Desmond Bane for KD?
ooh, I mean, what else would it be?
Probably just salary, like maybe because they have a bunch of because I do trade machine. They have a bunch of like salary matchers.
I always wonder. It's because like
Like they can
if
do.
something like that's on the table, would it be like Jaws pushing for it? You know what I mean? Like it's like Jaws
Yeah,
like do this or like I'm gonna leave or like trade me, you know? Like I'm wondering because if it's like a situation like that where it's like you gotta have KD for like Jaw to stay, like I honestly I would do it, but
I don't know if I would just because KD maybe has 1 or 2 years and but yeah, I know what you're saying. Also, they
I
also
don't know
say
if that's how it's necessarily works or it's gonna go. But
yeah. I'm gonna pull up the because I know that Memphis they have I think it would have to be Desmond Bane. No, it would have to be Desmond Bane.
yeah,
I don't know. Desmond Bane, that's kind of a lot for KD at this age. But I mean, if they get bounced in the first round in like 4 or 5, then it's either you trade. I mean, maybe you do another year, but it's either you trade Ja or you trade something so Ja has a chance to really win it, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I hate that it's always like you have to trade someone, but like
I mean that's how it goes.
that's how it goes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where
Do you
could
really, do you really see them beating anyone in the first round?
I see them being a first round exit. In the
I
East, I
don't
can
know.
see
Just
them
thinking about it.
being like a damn near Eastern Conference Finals, but just how the good the West is. I mean, they definitely have the chance, like if they play nah,
Oh,
if they play maybe Houston, if they really fall and play Houston first round, possibly. I mean, they can beat anyone, but I mostly see them losing everyone. But like they can beat anyone realistically. But
hmm.
like Lakers are probably beating them. Denver, yeah, I see them being I hope no, I mean, maybe they surprise us. But I even have Minnesota over them too. Do I have Minnesota? I don't know about that actually. I don't know about that actually.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to cover real quickly?
I think we had a pretty good episode. I don't. Is there anything else you got? Because I think I
No, I think we covered a lot of it. I
covered
mean,
a
I know
lot.
a lot of other talk, not related to that. Like, there's that whole Stephen A. Smith, LeBron
Oh,
thing.
LeBron thing.
I don't really want to spend time on that though. If I'm being
Yeah,
honest, I
it's
don't
funny,
really,
but it's not really my cup of tea.
yeah, I don't really play too much into it. I saw the whole, because I watched part of LeBron. I think I watched like I actually watched a good amount of it. LeBron's sit down
McAfee?
with Pat McAfee.
It was cool actually.
It was cool. I saw the part where he's talking about Giannis and stuff, and I saw Giannis's response. But yeah, I mean, I don't really play too much into that. It's just like comparing eras. It's kind of you can't really do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
I like that
I
LeBron
think
like
there's no point in talking really about it. Like when we're
yeah,
talking about these comparing eras, but and everyone just keeps hating on each other. It's just I don't know.
yeah, it's weird. I
It's weird.
like that LeBron was like it was no like he was very open in the Pat McAfee. He wasn't like he was very honest and stuff, which was cool because you
Well,
never see
the
LeBron.
thing to me, I was about to say that it shocked me that LeBron was even on something.
Yeah, exactly.
Never see LeBron just talking like that. But that's what I was wondering if it had if that was kind of like a like indirect, subtle little like shot at Stephen A. Smith too, because you know Pat McAfee's ESPN kind of like too, you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like he's
oh
going on
yeah,
his thing.
there
But
might be something like that.
I don't know. It was weird though. I know I saw a lot of people saying or comments saying like this is how you know LeBron's about to retire. He's like he's doing stuff like this now. He's going on
Yeah,
podcasts. It's like you don't really you never really see him doing that. But
yeah,
I thought
no,
it was really cool just like I mean because when you watch something like that you really feel like you're part of the convo. But
yeah,
like it was just cool hearing LeBron talk about a bunch of different things. Seems super cool and it was just I thought Pat McAfee was the perfect spot for it to happen because Pat McAfee's a cool dude too.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. You can tell like people trust him. He's not gonna try to get you like a Stephen A. try to get you in trouble or like get you to say something or like
Yeah, it was
you know,
a genuine like type of just back
yeah,
and forth.
exactly.
Just I mean, because Pat McAfee, I mean, people he was an athlete too. So,
Yeah,
but so, I
yeah,
mean, he knows what's up. So it was cool. It was cool to listen to that. But
yeah,
I mean, other than that, I mean, I thought it was cool to just start doing this again. We're definitely gonna be doing a lot more, especially
yeah,
when the playoffs start. I mean, I'm gonna be watching the games. I know you're gonna be watching the games.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean,
Especially because I'm not gonna lie, I was having a hard time watching NBA, and the trade deadline really saved.
mm,
Just because Jimmy, the Warriors game is a lot more enjoyable, and even the Luca stuff, even though it's crazy and stuff, it made the NBA a lot more entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
yeah, it
not gonna
definitely
lie.
did. But stay tuned. We'll be doing like
Yep,
we
yep,
can
yep.
even do like instant reactions to like playoff games that we watch and stuff and
Yeah,
give
yep,
thoughts to that. But I mean playoffs are gonna be crazy. So anything
yep. Just check us out on Instagram,
oh yeah.
Island Ball, and then Brandon's probably gonna post his YouTube video. I'll post it on my story for Instagram on my account, and then the Island Ball, and then we're gonna we're busy with college, but we're gonna try to do more videos. Hopefully weekly or something like that. Especially yeah, playoffs of course. We're excited for that. But yeah, just stay tuned and thanks for watching.
All right, peace.
Bet, bet, bet.